Psalm 34 is a psalm of David from around the time when he pretended to be insane before Abimelech of the Philistines, who drove him away, and he left. This psalm is an acrostic poem, the verses of which begin with the successive letters of the Hebrew alphabet. David says, "O magnify the Lord with me. I sought him, and he answered. Taste and see that the Lord is good. He is close to the brokenhearted." Psalm 35 is a Davidic psalm, where the writer says, "O Lord, fight against those who fight against me. Then I will rejoice. They repay evil for good. Vindicate me in your righteousness." Psalm 36 is a Davidic psalm that contains a note at the beginning for the director of music. It refers to David as the servant of the Lord. The writer says, "The wicked flatter themselves. Your love, O Lord, reaches to the heavens. In your light we see light. There the evildoers lie fallen." The word oracle is used in verse 1 of this psalm. Oracle is a technical term meaning prophetic utterance, referring to divine revelation or insight. Rather than the usual oracle of judgment or deliverance as seen in the prophetic books, Psalm 36 might better be called insight into the fate of the arrogant, self-motivated, and self-focused wicked, who exhibit no fear of God, but who often seem to prosper nonetheless. Psalm 37 is a Davidic psalm and an acrostic poem, the stanzas of which begin with the successive letters of the Hebrew alphabet. It says, "Do not be envious of evildoers, for they will fade like the grass. The righteous will inherit the earth. The Lord is their stronghold." Psalm 38 is a Davidic psalm that contains a note at the beginning stating that it's a petition. David says, "O Lord, your arrows have pierced me. My guilt has overwhelmed me. My strength fails me. I confess my sin. Do not forsake me, my God." Psalm 39 is a Davidic psalm that contains a note at the beginning stating that it is for the director of music, for Jeduthun. David says, "When I was silent, my anguish increased. O Lord, what is the measure of my days? My hope is in you. Deliver me from my transgressions." The terms alien and stranger that are used in this psalm indicate a class of non-Israelites who were permitted to reside among God's people within the promised land, but who had no inheritance there. These resident aliens could experience a degree of social interaction with the native inhabitants, but enjoyed few rights. David drew upon their experience as an analogy to the kind of painful barriers sin had erected between himself and God. Psalm 40 is also a Davidic psalm that contains a note at the beginning for the director of music. David says, "I waited patiently for the Lord. He drew me up from the pit. I delight to do your will, O God. My heart fails me, but you are my help." In this psalm, when David says, "It is written about me in the scroll he is likely referring to is the personal copy of the law the king was to take as his covenant charter at the time of his ascension to the throne. Psalm 41 is also a Davidic psalm that contains a note at the beginning for the director of music. David says, "Blessed are those who consider the weak. My enemies say, when will he die? They gather slander, but you, O Lord, have upheld me."